You need to do this immediately you upload your video on YouTube. So guys, in this video, I'm going to be telling you the things you need to do immediately you are uploading your video. Welcome back to another interesting video. Hope you guys are good. Trust you guys are doing fine by the grace of God. So guys, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you everything you need to do immediately you are uploading your video. Now, these tips are going to help you in a lot of ways, and I bet you want to stay to the end of this video. All right guys, so first things first, immediately you upload your video on YouTube is to watch your video. Okay, make sure you watch your video at least from beginning to the end of that video. Okay, now when you're watching your video from beginning to the end, it not just helps you to give signal to the algorithm that this video is somewhat interesting. Now, what impact does this have to your video? Number one impact it has to your video is when you watch your video from beginning to the end, it will help the YouTube algorithm to detect that this video has potential, okay, to be watched. Okay, now what I always advise is make sure you have at least 2 or 3 accounts here on YouTube, okay? Use those your other accounts to watch this video from beginning to the end. All right, as you're watching them from beginning to the end, you can as well leave a likes on those video and also drop comments on those video. Okay, that is going to help the algorithm to detect that this video has potential for growth. Okay, now it will also help recommend your video, and not just that, it will also help push your video to more audience. All right, so that is the number one thing you need to do immediately you are uploading your video. Okay, now the second thing you need to do immediately after uploading your video is add end scene and cards. Okay, add end scene to your video. Okay, so because already you know that when you put end scenes and cuts to your video, it will help the YouTube algorithm to recommend your videos to more audience, especially to the existing audience that are watching your video. It will help them to recommend your videos to the existing viewers and also to potential viewers. So just try as much as possible to add end scenes and cards to your video immediately after uploading your video. Okay, now the third thing you need to do immediately you upload is to add relatable hashtags to your video. Okay, add hashtags that will help YouTube recommend your video, that will help YouTube determine the type of audience they will be channeling your content to. And not just that, it will also help your video with search engine optimization. Okay, now when somebody is looking for that particular content that you posted or something relating to that particular content you uploaded, those hashtags you put on that video will help them with search engine optimization for them to locate your video faster. Okay, and that can also help your video to grow, especially if it's a topic or a content that is sorted after by a wider audience. Okay, it will help you get to the right audience faster, and that can also give your video the chances to go viral here on YouTube. So guys, always make sure you add hashtags to your video. Okay, so where are the places you can add hashtags to your video? Now for you to add hashtags to your video, okay, you can just click on this pen right on top of this your video here. All right, so it takes you here. So it takes you straight here. Okay, now what you need to do is scroll down, okay, to the list end and tap on the last option which says tag, shorts, remixing, categories and all. You can see I've added some hashtags to the video. Okay, but you can add as many hashtags as possible. Just tap on add tags. Okay, then you just add, okay, let's say content ideas. You can add as many hashtags as possible as you want. Other places you can add hashtags to are your descriptions, okay, and also on your caption. You can add as many relevant hashtags as possible. Okay, so just here on your description area, all right, so you can just, after your description, then you can just decide to put like hashtag highlights, or depending on whatever you feel okay with. All right, so just this is an example I'm giving to you. Okay, so it's as simple as that, guys. All right, the fourth thing you need to do as a creator here on YouTube, okay, whether you are a new creator or an old creator, all right, what you need to do is not sharing your content immediately. Now there's this funny way YouTube works. Immediately you upload your content and you start sharing those content, YouTube is going to assume that you already know the next thing to do. All right, now they will leave you because they've noticed and observed that you have personally started sharing your content. They are not going to help you do the work again. Now you need to allow YouTube do the job for you. Immediately you upload your content, you don't have to share the video immediately, okay? Immediately you share that video, you are signaling YouTube that you understand what they are doing, that you can do the job yourself. Now you're easing them the stress of recommending your video, and you are doing more of the job by sharing this content, okay? And now that is not going to help your video in any way, all right? Because how many people are you going to share your content to? All right, how many places, even if you have a large community of people that you want to share your content to, okay, you need to wait for a while and allow YouTube to recommend your video for at least an hour before you can think of sharing that content. All right, make sure you're not sharing directly by yourself. All right, if you must share, use your other accounts that you have created to share that particular content. All right, don't forget, make sure you don't share your content directly from your account. All right, hope you get the gist. The last thing you need to do immediately you upload your video here on YouTube is to make sure your video is on public, okay? Because when your video is on either unlisted or private, in order for your videos to have the chances of doing well on this platform, you need to make sure that your video is always on public, okay? So quick one, let me show you how to set your video on public. All right, so let's go. So you can see that it's as simple as it can be to turn your video on public, guys. All right, so now a rundown of everything that I've discussed about, okay? So the first one, I talked about watching your video from beginning to the end, all right, with your other account here on YouTube, okay? That means you need to try and open at least 2 to 3 accounts here on this platform, okay? Even if you have not started uploading in all the accounts, just make sure that you are watching your videos each time you upload from those your other accounts. Then secondly, I talked about hashtags, okay? Make sure you're putting the right hashtags and the right keywords on your video in order for your video to do well, in order for YouTube algorithm to pick your video and push it to the right targeted audience. So I also talked about adding end scenes and cards to your video. All right, so make sure you're always doing that. Add end scenes and cards to your video. All right, to make sure you don't fail to do that. And the other one which I talked about, of course, is putting your videos on public. All right, so make sure you always apply all of this immediately you upload your video on YouTube. All right, guys, so at this point, thank you guys so much for staying to the end of this video. I hope and I know this video was helpful, and if it was, please leave this video a like. If you're yet to subscribe, please do well to subscribe, and also turn on your notification for more content like this. All right, and yes, you can share this video for more people so they can see and learn from it. Let's grow together. All right, now if you and also, if you are a new YouTuber just like me that wants to grow as a community, all right, you can also say, let's grow together in the comment section. And I'll be so glad to connect with you over there. All right, guys, at this point, thank you guys so much for staying tuned to the end of this video, like I said earlier. And yes, it's bye for now.